TV, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download OGTV app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to expanding access to affordable eye care services across Nigeria. To this end, the president has announced the expansion of Jigibola 2.0 to 8 additional states, namely Edo, Enugu, Nasarawa, Ogun, Osun, Oyo, Rivers, and Taraba, in a major step towards scaling access to affordable eye health services. Speaking at the launch of the second phase of the Effective Spectacle Coverage Initiative Nigeria, Jigibola 2.0 in Abuja, the president, represented by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Temitope Ajayi, noted that the first phase of the program has been a huge success over the past 2 years, adding that more than 1.4 million Nigerians have had their vision restored. He pledged continued institutional support for the Jigibola 2.0 initiative as it scales up operations nationwide. The president commended the national coordinator of the National Eye, Ear, and Sensory Function Health Program, Dr. Oterio Kolo, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and partners, including Livelihood Impact Fund, Access Initiative, and other important stakeholders for sustaining the initiative. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, has assured that the alleged abandoned National Health Insurance Agency building at Ukilewo will be perfected and handed over to the agency within the next 1 month. The minister made this known during an on-the-spot assessment of the facility following a viral video indicting the federal government of wasting funds.
Situation is that this place was completed about a year ago.
Yes, sir.
But has not been formally handed over to the agency. When an attempt was made to hand it over, it was found that some of the things that are supposed to be provided were missing, probably vandalized. And of course the agency, as a result of that, refused to take over until those things are provided or replaced.
Dr. Salako noted that everyone connected to the facility will be contacted and every modality will be put in place to fast-track the handing over of the facility to the agency in the state.
But the situation now is that having visited here, I'm going to go back and I'm going to direct the agency to ensure that within the next 1 month maximum, everything is resolved and the NHI office in Ogun State is moved here. If we have issues with the contractor to replace those things or provide those things that are found to be missing, we are going to go back and look at the contract agreement that we have with the contractor, and if he fails, then we can follow the due process in accordance with the contract to determine the contract, so that we can have this and then we leave it to be wasting away.
Reiterated that the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, will continue to deliver dividends of democracy to every citizen, placing premium on the health sector. And in Ogun State, the Ogun State All Progressives Congress, APC, has officially endorsed President Bola Tinubu for a second term in office. This endorsement was made during the strategic meeting of party stakeholders, where Governor Dr. Abiodun urged party members to unite behind the president. The meeting, held at the June 12 Cultural Center in Abeokuta, aimed to strengthen internal cohesion and position the APC for future political engagement in the state. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu has the details.
The
Gathered here at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto Abeokuta, are stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for a strategic meeting to chart a common front as the 2027 election process draws closer. In his remarks, Governor Dapo Abiodun said the meeting is aimed at strengthening internal cohesion and position the APC for future political engagement in the states.
Let us remain worthy ambassadors of our great party, the APC. Let us continue to set the standard for leadership, responsibility, and service. While our opponents remain distracted, let us stay focused. Let us stay disciplined. Let us be result-driven. Let us continue to demonstrate what genuine progress looks like in Ogun State through tangible, people-oriented achievements and not empty rhetorics. Let us continue to show that APC is a party of action, vision, and dependable delivery.
While commending President Bola Tinubu for his exceptional leadership and policy reforms, which he said are changing the economic narratives of the country, Governor Abiodun says the endorsement is based on President Tinubu's achievements in areas like agriculture, education, infrastructure, security, and the economy.
Let us rise. Let us affirm our trust in Ashwaju's capacity to lead our nation to greater heights. It is both befitting, both strategic, that we endorse him for another term of 4 years, extending his mandate till the year 2031, so that the ongoing transformation of our country may be consolidated and sustained.
Former governor of the state, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, appeals to all members of the party to ensure unity among them.
Gbogbo reform ti Bola Ahmed tó ní àyà, the courage to stop oil subsidy, the courage to stop multiple exchange rates, no state is owing salary anymore. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ tó kù ti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé kí ìkíní yẹn kó wá dé grassroots nígbà kan àtàwọn jẹun ó kù díẹ̀ kó dé grassroots láti dé grassroots.
The chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriation and Senator representing Ogun West Central District, Senator Solomon Olamilekan Adeola, and Senator representing Ogun Central Senatorial District, Senator Shuaib Afolabi Salisu, described Governor Dapo Abiodun as a man of character, vision, and benevolence, who has ensured that peace reign in the state, irrespective of political differences.
Your Excellency, for what we are doing here today is a clear indication that as a state we are doing well, and as a people we are doing well. And I can tell you, come 2027, Ogun State is for APC, Ogun State is for Asiwaju, Ogun State is for Dapo Abiodun.
Excellency, we thank you for your character. Why not for your character? Why not for character? The party will not be as cohesive as it is now. If you had used 20% of your power, you could have sent Baba Oshoba away from town. You could have been fighting your deputy governor. You could have been breathing down on the party chairman. Like Abiodun, we are grateful.
Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, and his counterpart in the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, commended Governor Dapo Abiodun for embarking on the construction of the Gateway International Airport, which is now regarded as a reference point in the country. The ministers also appreciate President Bola Tinubu for taking the country to a new height with the construction of roads like the Coastal Road and the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, amongst others. They said are getting the country ready for further economic development.
Your Excellency, yesterday we landed in the night, in the night, where the pilot said, this is in Ogun State. Congratulations, Your Excellency, for bringing on all the power.
Ibi tí gbogbo wa fẹ́ kí orílẹ̀-èdè wa lọ, àwọn leader kan lè gbé wa débẹ̀, àwọn tó máa di etí wọn, tó máa focus sí ibi tí gbogbo wa fẹ́ kán lọ, náà lè gbé wa débẹ̀. And that's what the president has been to this country in the last 3 years. But Ojibelo, industries, we've seen the development in industries in our state for the last few years. kò síbi tí kò ń lọ tí Ogun State tá a bá jára mọ́ṣẹ́ because gbogbo nǹkan tí Èkó need gbogbo nǹkan tí a need ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà la ní Ogun State.
Speaker Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honourable Oludaisi Elemide, adds that the Assembly is grateful to the Governor for giving the Assembly complex a facelift, noting that members won't fail him.
You have elevated us. We believe in your leadership and we will not fail you.
The event attracted leaders across the 3 central districts of the All Progressives Congress in the states. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress in Ogun State is set to unveil what has been described as the first of its kind party secretariat in southern Nigeria within the next 5 months. Ogun State Governor Prince Dr. Abiodun disclosed this during an on-the-spot assessment of the ongoing construction work at the new secretariat located along the Okemoso axis of Abeokuta. Abiodun said the secretariat will serve as a symbol of the party's unity, strength and resilience, noting that it reflects members' collective commitment to sustaining the APC's ideas in the states.
This project will be the first of its kind secretariat, I don't want to say in the country, let me say in southern Nigeria, because I'm not sure of what AP secretariat looks like in other parts of the north, but clearly, being the Southern Governor's Chairman, I've seen many other Southern APC secretariats across the Southern region. You will have a car park that will fit about 2,000 vehicles. We will have an auditorium that will seat over 1,000 people. We will have the fitting office of our chairman, a prestigious of our chairman, members of the State Working Committee. And it will be a symbol of our unity, our strength, our resilience, and the fact that we want to, we will continue to sustain, the APC spirit and that drive. And without a doubt, APC will continue to produce governors and senators and members of the National Assembly, of course.
The state chairman of the party, Chief Yemi Sanusi, attributed the increasing defection of opposition members into the APC to the party inclusiveness and the economic development policies of the Prince Dr. Abiodun-led administration.
This project you are seeing, I went to the governor one day that, Mr. Governor, we need a befitting secretariat. We need your support. We need your help. He said, okay, go and apply for land. I will grant it. We applied for land and the governor granted it. You see it, I think within 6 months, this place will be completed.
Sanusi noted that the project has received strong financial backing from party leaders and stakeholders across the state and beyond. A group that has been backing the performance of Senator Solomon Adiola in the National Assembly Caucus 7202 has opened a senatorial office in Ogun East support of Ogun East. The commissioning of the senatorial office in Ijebu-Ode has further cemented the mission of the group. Details are in this package.
Caucus 7207, in its mission of expanding its scope in Ogun State, decided to have presence in Ogun East. The group ensured this by setting up a senatorial office in Moborode, Ereko Street in Ijebu-Ode to gain stronger traction for the achievement of its objectives.
Caucus 7202 is the umbrella body for the independent campaign group. What are we doing here today significantly is that we commissioned our office in Ogun East. We have one in Abeokuta, and then we commissioned the office today in Ogun East. And then it's a 3-in-1 event.
The commissioning of the senatorial office was followed by endurance work in appreciation of the performance of Senator Adiola Olamilekon, popularly known as Yayi. The group thereafter converged on Adiola Odutolak Hall, where it declared support for the second-term bid of President Bola Tinubu and for Governor Dapo Abiodun. Later in an interview, the Director General of the group urged all eligible Nigerians to collect their permanent voter card. to enable them perform their civic duty in next year general elections.
The only way we can all help to make sure this comes to pass is for us to be registered to vote. It's by voting. We can only help to sustain this progress by getting our voters card and voting for it.
Without PVC, there's nothing like election. PVC is the key that opens the door for good governance, and for our young people to participate in good governance, they need to start their registration of the PVC. That is when they will be eligible to select and elect the leader that will steer the activity, the affairs of the state.
Economically, it's doing fine. It's rated globally. Nigeria now is rated globally as the 5th largest economy in the world, and this is his time. He's so bold, he's so resilient. That's the kind of president we need.
And still to come on the news, FRSC dismisses 43 officers over desertion and misconduct. More news and report after this time out. You're still watching the comprehensive news package on OGTV. Members of the Nigerian Peace Corps Ogun State Chapter have been urged to submit their concerns and documentation to enable the Assembly to domesticate any relevant national legislation and secure a House resolution for onward transmission to the executive arm of government. Speaker Right Honorable Ludaise Lemide stated this while playing host to the State Commandant of the Peace Corps, Olufemi Akiyemi, in his office in Okemoson, Abeokuta. Kolawole Osho's report is presented in this package.
Playing host to the members of the Nigerian Peace Corps Ogun State Chapter, led by its Corps Commandant Olufemi Akinyemi, Speaker Right Honorable Ludaise Lemide assured the delegation of the Assembly's support in promoting safety and curbing harmful youthful exuberance in secondary schools across the state. The State Commandant of the Peace Corps Olufemi Akinyemi spoke on the organization's Memorandum of Understanding with the federal government, outlining the Corps' focus on school safety and youth discipline to enhance civic responsibility. In another development, the State House of Assembly, through its Committee on Public Accounts and Anti-Corruption, continued its consideration of the 2024 audit report with a charge on ministries, departments, and agencies of government in the state to always ensure prompt reconciliation of their financial records. The members of the committee, led by Honorable Damilare Bello, gave the charge while taking on the State Ministry of Transport and Bureau of Electrical Engineering Services for the consideration of the 2024 audit report. The chairman of the committee, in company of other members, cautioned the agencies on the need to ensure that their reports are professionally collated and instructed the ministry and the bureau to reconcile their financial record before presentation. The committee implored the agencies to ensure that their detailed records be represented to the committee and should align with the Auditor General's report to avoid any inconsistencies. They also stressed the importance of submitting the reconciled reports with all required supporting documents as soon as possible to facilitate timely review to promote transparency and accountability.
The Nigerian Society of Engineers Abeokuta branch has held a public lecture in honor of the late engineer Michael Bangboye Joda, former Ogun State Commissioner for Education. The event, which drew professionals from various fields, re-emphasized the critical role of engineering in national development, infrastructure, sustainability, and the pursuit of professional excellence. Testimony Komolafe covered the lecture. Our report is presented from our studios.
Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch, is one of the prominent branches of the NSC, serving as a professional hub for engineers within Ogun State and its environs. The branch has consistently provided a platform for knowledge sharing, professional development, and the promotion of engineering best practices through lectures, technical sections, and public engagement aimed at advancing national development. Engineer Venerable Michael Bangui Joda was a respected engineer administrator and former Ogun State Commissioner for Education, widely recognized for his commitments to professional excellence and service, renowned for his leadership, integrity, and dedication to the engineering profession. He made significant contributions to the Nigerian Society of Engineers and played a vital role in mentoring younger professionals. The public lecture was organized in his memory to honor his legacy and enduring impact.
The energy sector is undergoing a historic transition, and as engineers, we must not just be passive observers, we must be active shapers of the regulatory, technical, and ethical framework that will govern this transition.
The guest speaker, Professor Yemi Oke San, in his lecture, spoke on the intersection of law, governance, and professional practice. He stressed the importance of accountability, regulatory compliance, and ethical responsibility in engineering and infrastructure development in Nigeria.
We have charged them to step forward, to become more visible, to become more active and proactive, and take benefit of those provisions of the law for their own advantage and make their profession, engineering profession, relevant.
Participants described the program as enlightening and inspiring, noting that it further strengthens professional unity and knowledge sharing within the engineering community.
We continue to advocate that engineers also get involved in politics so that we can be in the position to take the rightful decision in our own interest of engineering profession.
They must have seen the contribution of engineering Bijoda to the institution of engineering and to the society at large. I would just say they should emulate it, they should keep it up, and they should know that they are builders of this world.
The event was concluded with an interactive session and a renewed call for engineers and other professionals to remain steadfast in their commitments to integrity, excellence, and nation building.
Education remains a vital pathway to personal and national development. It is with this understanding that First City Polytechnic Abeokuta holds a second matriculation ceremony, formally admitting a new set of students into the institution. The event marks another milestone in the institution's academic journey as management charges the matriculants to remain focused, disciplined, and committed throughout the academic pursuit. The rector of the Polytechnic, Dr. Isaiah Oyeyinka, gave the charge while formally receiving the students into the institution. Elizabeth Essa reports.
Established in 2022, First City Polytechnic is an NBTE accredited institution located at 18 Quarry Road, Ibara, Abeokuta, Ogun State. The institution focuses on technology and innovation, offering national diploma programs with practical industry-driven training, modern facilities, and a 10-to-1 student-teacher ratio. The institution holds its second matriculation ceremony for students admitted into the 2025-2026 academic session. Receiving the matriculants, the rector, Dr. Isaiah Oyeyinka, commended parents for the confidence reposed in the institution by entrusting it with their awards.
Since inception, the Polytechnic has put in place technological-based education and a very high standard of learning.
He assures the students of quality education and a conducive learning environment throughout the academic journey. The chairman of the Governing Council, Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa, is represented at the ceremony by Chief Clement Olusegun. Goodwill messages were delivered by representatives of sister institutions who graced the occasion.
Admonish our students to be of good behavior, to have self-confidence, to build good character, and develop good relationship. These are virtues that you needed in a tertiary institution like this that will foster your future development.
I'd like to remind the institution that the matriculation ceremony ends the admission process, and enjoin the institution to always process all admission on caps. 100% compliance with advisories and policies on admission on the policies of the board must be the watchword, as it is recognized and rewarded by the management of the board.
In an interview, the rector explains that beyond their registered courses, students will also acquire relevant vocational and entrepreneurial skills aimed at making them employers of labor upon graduation.
The ones that are interested, we give them social media content creator skill. We also train them on social media content management and to become a social influencer. And there are also other things, little manufacturing we also introduce to the students right early.
Elizabeth Esson, OGTV News.
The newly appointed chairman of the Ogun State Printing Corporation, Prince Shegun Seriki, has pledged to reposition the corporation for efficiency, sustainability, and revenue growth through modernization, capacity building, and strategic partnerships. Prince Seriki made the commitment while addressing members of the press, stakeholders, and staff of the corporation in Abeokuta. Margaret Okunola has the details.
With a mandate to deliver efficient, reliable, secure, and cost-effective printing solutions that meet professional standards, the Ogun State Printing Corporation has long played a vital role in supporting government ministries, departments, and agencies. Formally assuming office as the chairman of the corporation is Prince Shegun Seriki, who brings over 3 decades of experience in the printing industry. Addressing the press, Prince Seriki expressed appreciation to Ogun State's Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for the confidence reposed in him, describing the appointment as a call to service and responsibility. The chairman outlined key priorities under his leadership, including the modernization of printing equipment and the adoption of digital printing technologies to enhance service delivery, turnaround time, and competitiveness in the industry.
We will furthermore be a source of revenue generation of note by the grace of God to this state. Under my leadership, the corporation will operate with efficiency, professionalism, and a clear focus in delivering value for Ogun State.
Prince Seriki reviewed plans to expand the corporation's client base beyond government institutions to private organizations, aiming to boost internally generated revenue and ensure long-term sustainability.
Assure all major stakeholders that the repositioning of Ogun State Printing Corporation shall be for greater productivity and viability. Together, we will build a modern, competitive, and financially viable corporation to the benefit of our people and advancement of our state.
He urged management, staff, stakeholders, and clients to support the new vision of building a modern, competitive, and financially viable Ogun State Printing Corporation. Earlier, the Director of Administration and Supplies, who also serves as Acting General Manager of the corporation, Mr. Olufolarin Ige, called for strategic partnerships with the private sector, educational institutions, and development partners to promote innovation and growth within the printing and publishing industry. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
And on a sad note, the remains of Alhaji Akeem Akitunde, Manager of Program Service at Ogun State Television, have been laid to rest in accordance with Islamic rites. Friends, family members, colleagues, and sympathizers gathered to witness the final journey of the respected media professional. Alhaji Akeem Akitunde battled a prolonged illness for nearly 4 years before his passing. Wumi Adigun reports on the burial rites.
It was truly the end of an era as family, friends, and colleagues bid farewell to a renowned sports broadcaster, a journalist of distinction, a devoted father, and a man loved by by many.
Unites every Nigerian. When it comes to football, everybody forgets wherever you are from. And of course, once the Super Eagles are doing well, the Super Falcons are doing well, it doesn't really matter how we are governed. That joy alone overclouds us, and of course, we are always very happy.
Alhaji Akeem Ololade Akintunde fought a courageous battle against illness, struggling with a prolonged health challenge for nearly 4 years. During this difficult period, support poured in from all quarters, well-wishers contributed financially, while the government also played a significant role in efforts to restore his health. However, in submission to the will of Almighty Allah, he answered the final call like the last whistle that signals the end of a football match.
Well, we have to remember him for his religious upright and his steadfastness.
Akeem is a very resilient person, and whatever he believes in, he will always make sure that he fights it to the end.
I've been together for years, and I know what Akeem has done, even as I am today. The 2 elections that I ran at the federal level, even in Castina, in Benin, talk of where he always be with me.
Sincerely, very shocking. But I will call it Valendition Forbidden Mourning, because for a while he has been sick. He needs to rest.
The Janaza prayer was held at the Central Mosque Okelewu Abeokuta, after which his remains were interred at the Muslim burial ground in Olumore. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Kunle Salako, alongside other dignitaries, used the occasion to emphasize the importance of early cancer detection and timely medical intervention.
Cancer is not a deadly disease to the extent that it is detected at a very early stage. Unfortunately, some cancers are very difficult to detect at the very early stage because of the organ that they affect. As an example, cancer of the pancreas. The pancreas is right inside the body. It is next to the liver, next to some part of the intestine. Most of the time, by the time you discover it, it should have spread to the liver or to the intestine. And because it is right inside the body, it's difficult to have an early detection.
So as he goes, our hearts and prayers are with the Akintunde family. His wife has become a widow. The children have lost a caring father. Ogun State has lost one of his promising sons. May Allah forgive him and admit him to Al-Jannah Firdaus. Particularly in this month of Shaban.
Akeem Akintunde worked closely with me. As I've been a personal friend. He's somebody that in his profession, you cannot but listen to him. When I was commissioner for sports, he supported me always, gave me useful advice that made me to be so successful while I was in the affairs of sport ministry.
Death is actually what we all do. We all go at one time or the other. Though it is painful that it's left us at this moment.
So touching, because he was a friend, kind, a good man, and I'm still trying to process it.
Alhaji Akeem Akintunde is survived by his wives and 5 daughters who shared a close bond with their father and will deeply feel his absence.
My dad is kind, is loving, is a philanthropist in his own way. He's always trying to help. He's not perfect, but he was the best dad any of my siblings and I could ever ask for.
The message at the gathering was unmistakable, a sober reminder to all that death is inevitable. The general manager of the Ogun State Television, Tunde Kasim, expressed appreciation to the governor and all those who supported the late broadcaster during his illness and offered prayers for the peaceful repose of his soul.
To thank the government
of Ogun State, under the leadership of Prince Dapo Abiodun, for the support rendered to our late friend, late colleague, Hakeem Akitunde. I know for sure that the governor magnanimously, gave him a huge amount of money for his medical care.
After the interment, everyone left the venue, leaving Alhaji Hakeem Akitunde amongst those who have been buried at the cemetery. A message to all that death is inevitable and it can come anytime. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
May God grant his family, friends, colleagues, and all of us at OGTV the fortitude to bear this great loss. Meanwhile, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has described the death of veteran sports broadcaster and head of programs division at Ogun State Television, Hakeem Akitunde, as a major loss to the state and the media industry. In a statement issued, the governor hailed the late Akitunde, a former chairman of the Ogun State Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, as a distinguished, thoroughbred media professional, an accomplished manager whose commitment to duty was exceptional. Abiodun noted that even when battling serious health challenges, including cancer-related ailments, Akitunde remained resourceful, diligent, and deeply devoted to his work, particularly in sports broadcasting, where he built an enduring legacy. It described the late broadcaster as warm, pleasant, and highly respected among colleagues, adding that his passing after a prolonged illness marks the end of a remarkable career defined by excellence, passion, and professionalism. The governor extended his heartfelt condolences to Akintunde's family, friends, and the entire OGTV community, describing the late broadcaster as a gem whose absence will be deeply felt. Similarly, the Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Udaise Lemide, has described the death of former chairman of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, Ogun State Chapter, Hakeem Akitunde, as a rude shock. Akitunde died on Wednesday night after a protracted illness, bringing to an end a distinguished career in journalism and sports development. Reacting to the sad development, Elemide, in a statement signed by his media head Kunle Idowu, said the late journalist's passing was a great loss not only to his immediate but also to the journalism profession, Ogun State, and the nation at large. The speaker noted that Akintunde was widely respected for his professionalism, dedication, and duty and passion for sports journalism during his active years in service. He said the late sports writer contributed immensely to the growth of sports reporting in Ogun State and beyond, particularly during his time at the state-owned media outfit Ogun State Television. Right Honorable Elemide described late Hakeem Akitunde as a committed media professional whose work inspired younger journalists and helped promote sports development across the state. While expressing sadness over the loss, the Ogun Assembly Speaker stated that death remains the inevitable end of every human being, urging people to always live impactful lives. According to him, the legacies individuals leave behind will continue to speak long after they have departed, noting that Akintunde's professional contribution would not be forgotten. Elemide therefore urged journalists to emulate the passion, dedication, and professionalism the late Akintunde demonstrated throughout his career. May his soul rest in peace. Away from that story, the Federal Road Safety Corps has sacked 43 personnel from its service over acts bordering on desertion, scandalous conduct, and patrol misconduct. The affected officers comprised 31 dismissed for desertion, 5 for scandalous behavior, and 7 for patrol-related misconduct. Reacting to the sack, FRSC spokesperson Olusegun Ogungbemide said the action, just like others of its kind, sends an unequivocal message because the FRSC badge is a symbol of honor and responsibility, adding that any officer who chose to violate the standard of this noble institution will face the full weight of the core disciplinary machinery. Also, the FRSC co-marshal Shehu Mohammed described the action as a bold reaffirmation of the Corps' zero-tolerance stance against indiscipline and ethical violation. He stated that the Corps remained a professional paramilitary organization guided by strict operational standards and will not condone any behavior capable of undermining public trust, institution, integrity, or its set objective. The Corps Marshal also revealed that desertion represents a grave breach of service oaths and operational responsibility, particularly in a safety-critical organization entrusted with protecting the lives of millions of road users daily. It is now time for